Evening traders, just wanted to give you a quick update here on the latest trade that we put on today. So we've put several on, put a couple on last night, and we've got filled on one today. So the trade I want to talk about today, this evening, is our SPX Iron Condor for my retirement account. So this is my retirement account program. Just quickly, my objectives in the retirement account is 3 to 6% a month, trading primarily the SPX with Iron Condors. So that's the primary strategy and vehicle that we use for that. So let's go over the trade specifics. This is an add to trade. I put on first tranche about let's see, 42, probably about 4 or 5 days ago. So that was first tranche in. This is second tranche today. So we put this trade on today on the 26th. Symbol is SPX, type of trade Iron Condor. Now, since this was an add to trade, I still count the first trade, this trade, as being established with 42 days to go. However, the trade that I put on today was in the same expiration cycle, but there's only 39 days left. Hope I didn't confuse you there. So here's this line here is the strikes for my first trade. These strikes here are for the the tranche that I put in today. So there's my Iron Condor today. You see I put on different strikes. Every time I add to it, I just add kind of the same deltas, just different strikes. So I'll tell you, we'll talk a little bit about why I'm tranching into this Iron Condor for this month. All right, so we're still right around 70% chance of success in this trade. IV, this last time that I put the trade on was around 14.8%, I believe. This thing just rounded up to 15. Premium collected in trade 1 and trade 2, so we've got an average those in. It's not total premium collected, but that's we add those two together, divide by 2 to get our average premium for the trade. So max profits is 31.30 for the trade, and our buying power or our max loss is 12,750. I use the max loss in these trades right here. Sometimes the buying power's just a little bit different than the max loss, so I'll go with usually default to the max loss on these trades here. We're still within that good boundary, that ratio that I like to see on the SPX, around 24%. Alright, so we increased the number of contracts today, so that bumps up our cost in the trade. So cost to open the trade is this amount, and if we close the trade prior to expiration, it's going to run us 48 bucks. Okay, hedging. Okay, on the put side, since we have different strikes on right now, went back in, reassessed everything, so I want to start taking action and adjusting some of the deltas in this thing about the 2060 area if we get down there. And on the call side, if we get a run back up around 2205 is where I'm going to start looking at taking some action on the call side. So moving down into the hedging actions, first thing we want to do in an Iron Condor is we want to roll the untested side, sell another credit spread. So if we're being tested on the put side, we're going to roll sell another call spread into this trade here. And vice versa, if we're getting tested on the call side, we'll sell another put credit spread up closer to the short strikes where we're getting tested on the call side. Just a few metrics here for profit targets: 25%, 50%, and then max profit. So we get to the 25% of max profit zone in this. This is the first time I really take a look to see where we're at. And now that we're in this trade, this is my little time graph. Of course, we all know that we put the trade on, and the theta, or the premium we collected for this, when the theta evaporates, it doesn't evaporate in a linear fashion, meaning we don't if this trade was for example, if we were in a linear type of P&L position, if we were supposed to collect our or $35 in theta was supposed to come out of this trade every day. It doesn't come out $35 every day. We all know that because price moves around. Everything that impacts the price of those options comes into play. So I've got a little time graph that I have built in right here that lets me know that hey, if I'm way ahead of where the linear graph is in this trade, I might take it off prior to one of these profit targets here. So for example, today we should only be up $223.57 if we were in a linear profit line, but instead we're up 420. So we could take this thing off if we wanted to, and we'd be ahead of the game. Then we'd just go back, and normally what I do when I take these things off, I just reload the very next day with another trade on. So anyway, that's kind of how I look at these Iron Condors for my retirement account. Again, I want to close by saying that this is we're shooting for 3 to 6% a month in a retirement account. We're not trading these things very aggressive, comfortable enough so that we can hold them and adjust them, and just try to keep our equity curve growing in our retirement accounts without too much muss and fuss. Anyway, that's a wrap for tonight. We'll update you on any new trades that we put in. Again, this is for the retirement account, and have a good night.